Back at it. It's another week of television. Well, local TV anyway. Monday, the 3rd day of March, 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz. Hope you had a good weekend. It was a beautiful weekend. Thank you, Mother Nature. It was just gorgeous. We hit 55 on Saturday. We had quite a bit of sunshine. We had 55 yesterday. Not as much sunshine as Saturday, but 55, yeah, that's pretty warm for this time of the year. Our normal high is 48 degrees. Guess what? We're going to be warmer than 55 today. It's already 45 here in the Wenatchee Valley. We're off to a very mild start. There's a low trough of low pressure kind of over Nevada, Utah, southern Idaho. It's doing what low pressure does. It's spinning and it's taking some warm air up to us. We're going to have lots of sunshine today. It's going to be a little breezy, though, in a couple of locations. We have the complete forecast details are coming up, but it's going to feel like spring all week long. Temperatures above normal, lower 50s for the most part, upper 50s for a couple of days, including today. News, a lot of it. Sports, a lot of it. Of course, February saw the last weekend in February saw a lot of high school basketball tournament play. We'll let you know how the Kraken did over the weekend. Not a good weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. They lost a little ground. They're trying to catch up to the Seattle Thunderbirds for that 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Hockey League. They needed more points than they got over the weekend. And we're going to replay the interview I did with Alan Walker on Friday. Alan, of course, the executive director of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. A very unique and downright fun fundraiser is coming their way and coming your way in the middle of next month in April. It's pretty cool. You gotta be creative when it comes to these fundraisers for local nonprofits, and this might be one of the better ideas I've heard in quite some time. Alan will give you all those details in the back half of the program. On Friday, we showed you the Climate Prediction Center's slide, their prediction for what they think will happen for March. Well, they updated that slide. They did that on Friday. And so it looks kind of the same as what we showed you on Friday, only after we showed it on Friday, they updated, the Climate Prediction Center updated what they think is going to happen as far as weather is concerned for the month of March, and still probably above average precipitation and below average temperatures. So it could be kind of wet and kind of cool for the month of March. Again, they updated this on the last day of February, and all it really did was make those geographic locations where they think it's going to be cooler and wetter for the Pacific Northwest. They just made it bigger. That's all they did, just made it larger, but it pretty much is the same deal for most of the Pacific Northwest. Probably below average temperatures and above normal precipitation for the month of March, but we're off to a very warm start. After 55 degrees on Saturday and 55 degrees on Sunday, normal high 28, normal low 30. It was pretty mild. And the longer days, we have an additional 3 minutes and 24 seconds of daylight today. Sunrise happened about half an hour ago at 6:36. Sunset tonight, 5:49. 11 hours and 13 minutes of daylight. Sunshine today, high near 57. I checked. The record high is 62. We're not going to get there, although it's going to be a little windy today. A northwest wind, we'll call it breezy, northwest wind about 8 to 14 miles an hour for the Wenatchee Valley, Aniet, Chelan, Waterville, Omak, Okanagan, going to be a little breezy there, but that 57 degree mark is pretty nice. Clouds roll in tonight, 33 for the overnight low. On Tuesday, cloudy and a high of 48, but that's the anomaly. We go right back to the 50s. On Wednesday, but lots of sunshine Thursday, 54, lots of sunshine Friday, 54, time to dust off the golf clubs. For the weekend, though, it's going to be mild. We'll see mid-50s on Saturday and Sunday, but pretty cloudy skies Saturday night and Sunday, but very mild indeed. So even though the long-term forecast says below normal temperatures, we're going to see above normal temperatures pretty much this whole week. The only exception is tomorrow. We'll be right at that normal of 48. Outside of that, we'll be in the 50s for our afternoon highs for the balance of the week. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, what's making news? Well, that's what we do when we come back. You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Very pleasant morning, 45 degrees, just a few high clouds, going to see some sunshine, going to feel a little wind, 57 for our afternoon high today. A little cooler, upper 40s with lots of clouds on Tuesday. Sunshine's back on Wednesday. Temperatures in the 50s once we get to Wednesday, right into the weekend. It's 7 minutes after the hour. A Wenatchee man is accused of a Molotov cocktail attack on his ex-girlfriend's home as well as her current boyfriend. Police arrested 48-year-old Eric Vaughn Jackson on Wednesday after they were called to the 1000 block of South Mission. That's where a woman reported Jackson had hurled a mason jar full of accelerant at her boyfriend and another at the trailer where she lived. Sergeant Corey Bernash says Wenatchee police recovered 3 jars that included a burnt shoelace that was inserted through a hole in the lid. Apparently it was supposed to be a wick. The jars failed to fully detonate. Jackson then allegedly attempted to set fire to an awning at the trailer. Nobody was hurt in the incident. Jackson is in jail at the Chelan County Regional Justice Center, facing possible charges including arson, assault, and attempted murder. A Moses Lake teenager is dead from what authorities say is an accidental gunshot wound. It happened at a residence in the 500 block of Dale Road about 11:30 on Thursday night. The victim, an 18-year-old male, was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say the deceased youth and a 22-year-old male had been playing with a firearm when the shooting occurred. No criminal charges are expected. Wenatchee School Board Vice President Miranda Skaliski has resigned from her position. She's going to be moving away from the area. Skaliski was in her first term and joined the board in 2023 after winning her seat in the board's first districted election. The Wenatchee School District announced Friday it is accepting applications for Skaliski's District 4 position, and interested candidates are asked to apply by March 21st. The board will review applications during a special meeting. Selected candidates will be interviewed during a public meeting on April 3rd. The appointee will serve until this year's November election. Applications can be completed on the Wenatchee School District's website. Well, heads up, a helicopter might be spotted flying over Omi Gardens this morning. Chelan County is trying to clean up damages that was caused by that windstorm back on February 23rd. That's that storm, the strong winds that uprooted 15 trees throughout Omi Gardens. Now, if the weather permits, the county says the public might see a helicopter work that'll include a 150-foot line and a tree climber. Omi Road will be closed to local traffic only at its intersection with McMullen Road, and on East Omi Gardens Road, drivers, you should plan for up to 20-minute delays with one-lane flagger-controlled traffic. The county says traffic impacts will be from about 8:30 in the morning till noon today, and motorists, you should find alternate routes during that time. Road construction on Northwest 19th Street and Northwest Cascade Avenue in East Wenatchee will resume this morning. Crews will be constructing retaining walls and relocating utilities along the shoulders of Northwest 19th Street. A single-lane closure is expected to begin next week. It'll likely remain for the duration of the road improvement project. It's expected to be completed by late June. The construction started last August and involves widening roadways, putting in bicycle lanes and sidewalks, and creating a new stormwater facility. The decorative fountain in the middle of Moses Lake may be sprouting water again before the start of summer. City crews removed the fountain last November from the middle of the lake that gives the town its name to begin needed refurbishing of the sign. Well, the fountain began showing its age in recent years, and turns out they have to build the whole thing from scratch, although city officials say the new design will mirror the former design. With labor and materials donated by local businesses, the project is expected to cost about $30,000 from local tourism tax grants. Reinstallation of the sign is expected sometime this spring. And the Wenatchee High School girls softball field will get their ribbon cutting ceremony later this month. The field was built last year, was supposed to be completed in August, but the girls didn't play on the field until October due to a series of construction setbacks. The $4.1 million field resolved a Title IX complaint from 2022 that alleged unequal treatment of male and female athletes in the district. The ceremony will take place on March 18th at 3 o'clock. It'll be followed by both junior varsity and varsity games against the Afraid of Tigers. The Wenatchee School District says everyone's invited to join the athletes for the formal ribbon cutting ceremony. And it's a nice field indeed, and that is the news at 12 minutes after the hour. The news will come your way tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. The evening news will wrap up what happened over the weekend. 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that's not how you consume your television product, if you are unplugged and everything is online, we got you covered there too. Our news will be posted on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com, right around 5 o'clock. It'll be in our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock. It'll be in our Facebook page right around 5 o'clock. And if you're out there and you say, hey, this might be news, don't hesitate. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. News at NCWLIFE.com. Sports, an adult portion, lots of it. Right around the corner. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at MerryMaidsOfWenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes, and make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Sports at 14 minutes after the hour. We'll start out with Kraken hockey from Saturday night. Eli Tollivan had 2 goals. Vince Dunn had 2 assists. That gives Vince Dunn 200 career assists, and the Kraken took care of business. They beat the Vancouver Canucks 6-3 Saturday night at Climate Pledge Arena. Brandon Montour scored to give Seattle a 2-goal lead with 14:22 left in the game. Tolvanen added an empty netter with $1:31 remaining. They needed to win. They did. Joey Decord, 28 saves for Seattle. They will host the Wild from Minnesota on Tuesday night. Not Wenatchee. We'll get to that in a little bit. Cactus League baseball yesterday. Logan Gilbert looked sharp, but the Mariner bullpen did not. Seattle lost to the Rockies yesterday afternoon 6-1. The Mariners slipped to 4-7. In Cactus League play, the Mariners and Guardians will play in Peoria this afternoon at 12:10. You can watch that by going to mariners.com. Women's college basketball from over the weekend. Gonzaga and Portland, the women's teams, will share the West Coast Conference women's basketball regular season title. They both finished conference play at 17-3, but the Bulldogs will be the #1 seed because they beat Portland twice during the regular season. The Zags will play in the semifinal 1 week from today. Otherwise, the Washington Huskies all but clinched a spot in the NCAA tournament. Big victory over Oregon and Seattle yesterday, 64-56, and Haley Van Lith scored 14 points for number 10 TCU, who held on to beat Baylor 51-49. TCU finishes their regular season at 28-3. That's the best in TCU history. That was the ladies. Now it was the men's. From over the weekend, St. Mary's and Gonzaga earned the top 2 seeds in the West Coast Conference Basketball Championship Tournament. St. Mary's will enter the championship as the #1 seed for the 3rd straight year because they won the West Coast Conference regular season title outright. Gonzaga will be the #2 seed after defeating San Francisco on the last day of the regular season. Indiana popped the Huskies 78-62 in Seattle on Saturday. It's been a long year for the Huskies. The Cougars, by the way, will be the #6 seed. They will play in the 3rd round on Saturday. They beat Pepperdine 90-83. All right, high school. Here we go. Eastmont in the state tournament for the first time in a long time. I think it's been 14 years since they made the state tournament. It was a quick trip. They lost to the Meade Panthers in the first round, 56-47. Eastmont's season comes to an end, but it was a good one for the Lady Wildcats. For the smaller schools in the state 1A tournament, Bellevue Christian beat Kashmir 42-39, but the Bulldogs are still alive. Brewster over Mount Vernon Christian in 2B action, 51-28. Liberty crushed Okanagan 73-29, so Okanagan, their season came to an end. And in 1B basketball, Nia Bay all over Pateros. They're the #1 seed. Nia Bay is 65-31. Waterville Mansfield had no problems with PL at Wenatchee High School on Saturday, 59-18. That's the results. So who plays who? The round of 12 on Wednesday, which means at this point, you got to win to win it all. In 1A, it'll be Montesano and take on Kashmir. That'll be at the Sun Dome in Yakima. In 1B, it's Pateros and Lummi Nation. That'll be in Spokane. The quarterfinals on Thursday, Brewster and Waterville Mansfield, they're already in. Brewster will take on the winner of the Colfax-Napavine game in Spokane on Thursday. Waterville Mansfield, their girls will take on the winner of Lummi Nation or Pateros in Spokane again on Thursday. But boys basketball. In 1A action, Kashmir and Chelan both won. Chelan easily won. They beat Tenino 70-52 at Wenatchee High School, and Kashmir beat La Center 58-47 in 1A state boys basketball. And for the smaller schools in the tube, there's the Chelan and Tenino finals, and Kashmir over La Center. Good job for both the Goats and the Bulldogs. Smaller schools in 2B. Colfax got by Lake Roosevelt 70-49. Liberty Bell beat Mount Vernon Christian 60-44. Okanagan just by LaSalle 72-70. Exciting game there. And in 1B, Elmira Cooley Heartline, the #1 seed, crushed Acosta 69-34. Lummi Nation took care of Moses Lake Christian 48-43. So who's alive for the round of 12 on Wednesday? And again, once you get to the round of 12, you got to win. In 1A, Kashmir will take on Seton Catholic. In 1A, Chelan will take on the Bear Creek School. In 2B, Okanagan will take on Toledo on Wednesday, and Tri-Cities Prep and Lake Roosevelt will do battle in the 2B tournament in Spokane. Wenatchee Wild, well, they lost ground to Seattle over the weekend in the race for the final playoff spot in the WHL's Western Conference. They were blown out in Spokane 5-1 on Friday. Wasn't even that close. But the Wild rebounded with a 2-1 overtime win against Tri-Cities Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center. Reed Anderson scored the game winner early in the extra period.
Had the other way with it. 2-on-2. Friesen drops this one off. Coming by is Cooper. Wanted to get it to Mannix. Goodall sniffed it out, though. And here come the Americans looking to go 3-on-2. Goodall sends that one on. Kick save. Rebound. They score. Savenverk off that rebound, that right pad, maybe even the skate. It was a true bounce, and Verk was ready on the backside. Rios looking for it at the blue line. Grabbing control back is Friesen. Back for Andreessen and Cooper. Over to Cooper on the right point. Walks it to the circle, down to the goal line. Trying to sweep it, and they score! this game is tied 1-1. Another one for the Wild. Time of the goal, 17:31 of the second. Played back to the near hash marks. Rolls onto the stick of McMillan. McMillan driving this one out. Wild looking for speed coming up the right wing. McMillan brings it back to the right side, sends it in front. They score! Wild win! Drive! Home safely!
The Wild closed out the weekend with a 3-1 loss to the Giants in Vancouver. Wenatchee now trails Seattle by 3 points with 8 games remaining. Next up, Prince George Wednesday night, a Wednesday night game at the Town Toyota Center. And finally, the Wenatchee Bighorns, the game that we televised on Saturday. Lots of offense. Wenatchee rolled over Willamette Valley 116-92 at the WBB Smith Gymnasium. But on Sunday, the Seattle Superhawks beat the Bighorns 107-103 at home. Next up for Wenatchee Friday night in Montana against Great Falls. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 21 minutes after the hour. Happy Liberation Day in Bulgaria. A lot of people watch the show online in Bulgaria. I wanted to wish you a happy Liberation Day. It's World Wildlife Day. That's a big day. It's National I Want You to Be Happy Day. I do not know if there is a I Want You to Be Angry Day. I'll have to look on that. National Cold Cuts Day. National Mulled Wine Day. No, thank you. National Canadian Bacon Day. National Irish Whiskey Day. No, thank you. We're not doing any of those. Today is Employee Appreciation Day. Appreciate your employees if, in fact, you are in charge of other people. Employee turnover rate by occupation. We're talking about people who voluntarily quit their jobs, not people who were fired, but those who said, I'm out of here. Accommodation and food services, like housekeepers, waitresses, waiters, cooks, that kind of deal. Their turnover rate, 86%. 86% turnover rate, so they have a hard time holding on to people in accommodations and food services. Retail trade, just working at the store, 64% turnover rate. Construction, 57% turnover rate. Healthcare and social assistance, a 40% turnover rate. 40% of people quit their jobs. Educational services, basically teachers, what will you? 25% turnover rate, 25% leaving their job, and believe it or not, federal government, only about 20%, less than that, 18% of people who work for the federal government have voluntarily quit. I remember, this is not being fired, this is quitting. The top 5 reasons people quit their jobs. Number 5, better work-life balance. Basically, I'm working too many hours and I don't have a life. Number 4, they want paid medical benefits. That continues to go higher and higher on the list, by the way. Number 3 reason why people quit their jobs, more opportunities to advance if they weren't where they were. The number 2 reason people quit their jobs, a better work environment. And the number 1 reason people quit their jobs for another, more money, which makes sense to me. Today is National Employee Appreciation Day. It is 24 minutes after the hour. Time to play Guess That Flag. It's not too hard when you just take the state seal and you slap it up on a piece of cloth and call it good, which is what the vast majority of states do. Now a lot of states are really seriously changing their flags because that's all their flag is a state seal on a piece of cloth. Happy birthday, Florida, admitted as the 27th U.S. state, March 3rd, 1845. South Florida is the only place on the planet where alligators and crocodiles coexist in the wild. I don't know the difference between alligators and crocodiles. I looked it up and I forgot. In 1982, the Florida Keys seceded from the Union in 1982, declared themselves the Conch Republic. It was a protest because the Border Patrol ran a roadblock in Key West, and that they didn't like that. So the mayor of Key West, Dennis Wardlow, declared war against the United States. Within 2 minutes, he surrendered and requested $1 million in foreign aid. He didn't get it. And by the way, the roadblock is still there. Approximately 9 people are killed by lightning strikes in Florida each year. That's far more than any other state. According to Florida law, it is mandatory for all doors to open outward in public buildings. Why? Hurricanes. Obviously, if the door opens inward, the hurricane itself can open the door, but not outward. Florida law requires that all state-funded daycare centers and state-funded preschools have to play classical music to their children. It's on the books. Do they enforce it? No, they don't. Florida contains the highest percentage of people over the age of 65. It's about 20% of the population, 65 or older. But check this out. It's estimated that in 5 years, by the year 2030, 1 out of every 4 Florida residents will be 65 or older, a full 25%. Not surprisingly, the state song of Florida is Old Folks at Home, although they changed the lyrics a couple of years ago. And about 2/3 of the population of Florida was born in another state. That's second behind only Nevada. Nevada, 76% of the people who live in Nevada were not born there, but Florida is number 2. Happy birthday, if you will, to our national anthem. It was 94 years ago today, March 3rd, 1931, the United States adopts the Star-Spangled Banner officially as the national anthem. There were others considered. Hail Columbia, My Country 'Tis of Thee, which is basically British. Of course, so is the Star-Spangled Banner. The melody is, anyway. America the Beautiful was strongly considered. I think any 3 of those is better than that. How did it become our national anthem, and why did it take so long? 1931, 2 things: the Olympics and baseball. In the Olympics, if you win a gold medal, during the medal ceremony, of course, they play the national anthem of whatever country that athlete is from. But we didn't have a national anthem. The Olympics would call up the United States. Okay, your guy won gold in the shot put. What are we going to play? Because you don't have a national anthem. And they said, just play the Star-Spangled Banner until we get it figured out. And of course, the other is baseball. The Star-Spangled Banner is now played before almost every athletic event, regardless of the level, because they did it in baseball, and they just picked that song to play. So why do we have the Star-Spangled Banner as our national anthem? You can basically thank 2 sporting events, baseball and the Olympics. Happy birthday, rock and roll. 74 years ago today, I listened to this record more than once over the weekend because it kicks butt. Jackie Brenston with Ike Turner and his great band records Rocket 88 at Sam Phillips's recording studio in Memphis, Tennessee, often cited as the first rock and roll record. And let me tell you something, baby, it cooks. It is a very good song. And I hope it is the first rock and roll record, because I think it is. It's certainly good. I guess rock and roll is 74 years old today. Thank you very much. And March 3rd, 1991, 34 years ago today. That's just a still. Didn't want to show you the video. An amateur video shot by George Holliday captures the beating of Rodney King by Los Angeles police officers. It went viral even before there was an internet. And of course, during the subsequent investigation, it turns out that LA police like to really beat up on people. They were pretty good at it. Of course, the officers were charged and acquitted. And we all know what happened after that. And we got one birthday today, one heavenly birthday. Without this guy, we wouldn't have the telephone. Well, we probably would have eventually had the telephone, but he gets credit for it. Alexander Graham Bell, born in Scotland, moved to Canada in his 20s, eventually became a teacher in America. Bell's father, grandfather, and brother all worked on speech and elocution because Alexander Graham Bell's mother and his wife were deaf. They couldn't hear. And that's why he got into, well, let's see if we can do something about that. So he did his research on hearing and speech. Then he experimented with possible hearing devices. Eventually, Bell was awarded the first U.S. patent for the telephone in March of 1876, but believe it or not, he didn't use it. Alexander Bell considered his invention an intrusion on his real work as a scientist. Didn't even have a telephone in his office. Okay, well, whatever. Alexander Graham Bell, born in the state in 1847. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Eventually, we're going to really want, as you know by now, we're going to be very mild for most of this week. Eventually, probably in the not too distant future, your system, your HVAC system, is going to make that transition from heating your home to cooling your home. You're not sure if it's up for the job? Give Alpine Air a call. And of course, they still got their Cash for Clunkers program going on. You can trade in your entire HVAC system, the guts of it anyway, for a new one for a big-ass rebate. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Still to come, Mike Minotti has got an opinion, and then if you missed it on Friday, don't worry, we got you covered again. My conversation with our good friend Alan Walker, the Executive Director of the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council. We'll get caught up on painted bowls and a really cool fundraiser coming to the Wenatchee Valley to benefit Alan's organization in the middle of April. Don't miss the conversation. It's next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up. Time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at MerryMaidsOfWenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
You know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, Liz Cheney said something scary after her defeat in the recent primary due to her refusal to drink the personality called Kool-Aid of Donald Trump. For her voting to impeach Trump, despite the personal loss that caused her, I give her high marks in integrity. However, the scary thing is, she said that it might take several election cycles for things to straighten out. Man, let's hope this Democratic Republic can weather that storm. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets. Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
We are back. Welcome back to the program. A big hand for Doc Severinsen and the NCWLIFE Channel Orchestra. They'll be opening for Ruth Buzzy at State Line, Nevada this weekend if you want to check it out. Thank you very much, Doc. My guest this morning needs no introduction.
Thank you. Good to be here this morning, Dan. I'm at, who am I? Who am I? Yes, Alan Walker with the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. Very glad to be on the show this morning.
Good to see you, my friend. We have a lot to talk. We had a lot of catching up to do. Last time you and I talked, we just did a little a reminder about the Empty Bowls campaign. The painting part of the campaign was in its final stage. I think you had one more painting party. Now that's all done. Now it's just a matter of burning them up and glazing them up and getting them out. So Empty Bowls. Another big year for you guys?
A huge year for us. I believe 636 people painted bowls this year.
That's got to be a record.
It is a record for us. So this is, I believe, year 12 for the Empty Bowls event. So it was a fantastic year. Sponsors really came out. Our prime sponsor, Coca-Cola, really stepped up to the plate this year and was a huge sponsor for us. And then all the people that showed up to paint the bowls. So yes, a record year for us.
Across generations, across social economic ladders, it didn't matter. The most important thing to me anyway, and I noticed it from the gazillion photos that were floating around, a lot of kids. And that plants that seed, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So many children coming in and painting their bowl, many of them the first time, and adults too. Many for the first time that the adults did it. We had the top 10 Apple Blossom royalty came in as well. I believe probably 9 of the 10 ladies had never participated in the event or painted a bowl, period, painted anything ceramic. They just had a blast as well.
And some of these bowls are really cool. I mean, some of these are just incredible works of art. I would never.
You saw mine.
Yeah,
you
I
saw
yours,
mine. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't put Raisin Bran in some of these bowls. They're too pretty to look at.
Some of them are incredible. One gentleman comes every year and he's painting all the presidents, and he does just an incredible portrait. Bust of the presidents, and his work, he'll spend hours. He'll get there first thing and he'll be the last one to leave, and he'll do 1, maybe 2 bowls. Yeah.
So does he do 2 Trump bowls because of the 2
I think he'll do 2 Trump.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I didn't ask him for sure on that one, but yes, might be. Yes.
Just curious.
Yeah. Well, there's other ones that had 2 terms. Just yeah.
That's true.
That's true. Yes.
Speaking of presidents, it was Lyndon Johnson's Great Society legislative program back in the mid-'60s, which was a game changer for a lot of people. It was the war on poverty, and that was basically the seed that started the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. So you guys are celebrating a milestone this year, 60th anniversary, is that correct?
That is correct. On December 20th this year, we will turn 60.
And there's a big fundraiser coming up, a very unique one, and we're going to touch on that in just a little bit. This is we're building. This is what we call building up. But I would be remiss if I didn't ask you. You know what's going on in Washington D.C. with the cuts across numerous federal agencies. The umbrella federal agency that eventually trickles down to the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council is the Department of Health and Human Services, I believe. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then there's a state agency that is
Department of Commerce. Yes.
So you know what's going on. Are you afraid to open up your inbox on your email? Is this something that is of concern of you? What's going on now? Is that eventually going to trickle down to your organization? Are you a little worried about the financial stability from the federal government to the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council?
We certainly are watching it very closely. One of the programs that started in Johnson and back in 1964-65 was Head Start. So Head Start has been around for 60 years as well. The Head Start programs in the state were blocked for a period of time in late January of accessing their funds. That was eventually released, and so thousands and thousands of teachers across the country were on the brink of losing all their jobs, but that's been restored. So we are watching closely the Health and Human Services. We also received funding from the Department of Energy for our utility assistance and weatherization program, and then also another government organization called the Corporation for National Community Service, which is our AmeriCorps and Retired and Senior Volunteer program. So all of those are under the possibility of being reduced and or eliminated. Weatherization, energy assistance, and AmeriCorps programs. So we're watching those closely. We have a phenomenal lobbyist in Washington, D.C. That has been the lobbyist for community action agencies since the early 70s. He knows everybody, and he works very hard at building and maintaining relationships regardless of political affiliation.
Is it affecting morale at your offices on Lewis Street or your distribution center out there in North Wenatchee Avenue? Are the folks who work for you directly or indirectly, are they a little nervous?
We've been keeping attitudes positive, and so far we haven't seen an impact, and you mentioned the food service, so the U.S. Department of Agriculture is another source of funding for us as well. So food security is certainly on everybody's mind, and so we continue to monitor all those programs, and fortunately no cuts yet, but we don't know what's going to lie ahead, really from day to day. And we just try to keep our staff positive and let them know that we're here and we're going to continue to empower the people that we work with on a daily basis, and that's our objective and that's our mission.
It helps that our local representatives at the federal level, Congresswoman Schreier, Congressman Newhouse, our two senators, Murray and Cantwell, they have been a big part of the success of the local organization, your local organization. Yes. They understand the need for the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council and what you guys do. Absolutely, and across the board, and you mentioned all four of them, and all four of them have been very strong supporters of community action agencies for a very long time. Despite political pressure from elsewhere. And you're going to go to our nation's capital a little bit later on in March, right? That is correct, yes. There's a few of us from Washington State Community Action folks going to Washington, D.C. There will be other community action people there from across the country representing the 1,000 community action agencies in the nation. And we'll be on the Hill in D.C. for a few days and meeting with various folks. Like all nonprofits, or almost all nonprofits, Alan is answerable to a board, which is important, and nonprofits have to raise money to keep themselves going. And we've seen this come and go. A lot of these fundraisers, they come in cycles. Some of them have quite a bit of legs, and then they kind of peter out, and others do different. I mean, we're talking about auctions and banquets and dinners and golf tournaments and having horses defecate on the parade grounds and things like that, freaking gambling. And so there's a real challenge for any nonprofit of any size to find a new and unique way to not only draw attention to your organization, but to raise money. And you may have scored big time with what's coming up in the middle of April. This is cool. You told me about this last time I saw you on the television, but I had to keep it on the QT. Now you can go ahead and spill it. It's public knowledge now.
It's
Talk about
public
this.
knowledge, yes. So a very unique and different fundraising event, one that I think people will get behind and support. And so literally we're going to allow individuals an opportunity. I use the word jump. Folks don't really like that term, but to rappel from the top of the Residence Inn Marriott here in Wenatchee. That's the newer property down by Walla Walla Park, across from Town Toyota Center. So we're going to provide an opportunity to rappel 80 feet down the side of that building safely. We'll attach a rope to you. We won't necessarily. No. Although I've been threatened of where that rope may be attached on me. But anyway, we'll rappel down safely down the side of the building there. And so it's a pledge-a-thon, so people register. Kind of like a walk or a readathon, and you go out and you get your friends and family to support you. And if you secure at least $1,000 in pledges for Community Action Council, you too get the opportunity to rappel down the side.
And the people who are actually doing it, I mean, hooking you up and all that stuff, this is a professional organization, Canada-based, called Over the Edge. How did this marriage come to be? Who came up with this idea? Was somebody just surfing the internet one day? This is phenomenal. This is cool.
It is really cool. And yes, and we mentioned AmeriCorps earlier. So 3 or 4 years ago, we had an AmeriCorps member who had reached out to this company, Over the Edge, unbeknownst to anybody else in the office. And last summer, there was somebody with the company that called, and I spoke with them, and they said, well, we found something in our file from several years ago that you had reached out and nothing ever occurred. Would you be interested? I said, well, tell me a little bit more. And so they shared a little bit more, and it took a while to kind of wrap our heads around the concept, of course, do our due diligence on kind of researching the company. Come to find out, they've been doing this for over 20 years across Canada and the U.S., have an impeccable track record, and doing it from buildings, as tall as 400 feet and to about what ours is, around 80 feet. So then we had to find a building and get a building owner or property manager on board with this concept.
It had to be tall enough.
It had to be tall enough.
You got to have access to the roof, stuff like that.
It had to have access to the roof. As you know, the Wenatchee skyline is not, does not have a plethora of tall buildings, and some of those are extremely difficult to access or navigate around because of towers and everything else that have been installed. So
yeah, just about any building in the Wenatchee Valley that has any kind of vertical profile has a cell tower on it.
It has a cell tower or multiples. Right. So the company did the legwork for us for much of it. We were doing our own research, talked to different property owners and looked at different buildings, and the representatives of Over the Edge reached out to management at the Residence Inn, Charlotte Malo there. And
Charlotte's great.
Charlotte's great.
Yeah.
Charlotte is great. Reached out and got a hold of Charlotte, and then started working with Louise, her second in command there, and they've just been great to work with. Over the Edge has already had a crew here. We've been up on the rooftop. They've kind of done their safety profile of the building and where it would all occur and how, and then we got the green light to move forward.
Well, good for Residence Inn, because it's so easy just to say no, or our liability insurance will go crazy.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a perfect location, and and I've been at the Residence Inn a number of times until the restraining order. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
And you also have to have a facade that doesn't have like a balcony sticking out. There's a lot of logistical things that need to be taken into account.
Yes.
They check all the boxes.
They check all the boxes, and you also have to have something to tie off to, and that's the tricky part. And so we worked around that because there really was not a place to tie off on the rooftop. And so what we will be doing is we'll be bringing one of our food distribution trucks on site, and they will tie off from it.
Oh, cool.
So this is something that they've done multiple times when there isn't a way to tie off at the rooftop. Then they bring a vehicle in and tie off of the vehicle. So that's what we'll be doing.
So this is great for either thrill seekers or people who've actually rappelled down the side of a mountain or a building before, or those who have never done it and want to get that. I mean, you can. It's like any other. You don't have to all the way down. If you just want to work your way down, like Batman did, you're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. They have an incredibly skilled team that will be there, and they will also be recruiting volunteers to help out as well. Both what they classify as rope volunteers. So we'll have people volunteering at the top and at the bottom. Experience is helpful, but not required. They do training as well. But we need about 12 rope volunteers, and we're thinking if we have a mix of at least 6 or 8 that have experience or are trained, then we can blend in other folks as well. And then another 40 or 50 volunteers on the day of the event just to help with all the other logistics piece of it. So it's going to take a lot of people to pull it off. No experience is necessary. I have none. I'm registered. I'm going to do it. I've never rappelled before in my life. I've never tried to climb a rock wall or anything like that, but this looks like fun.
When you first mentioned this to me, what was it, a couple of months ago?
Yeah.
And I thought that's a really unique idea, and it's a way to keep fundraising going, and something that's never been done here in the Wenatchee Valley. I thought offices, like the dental office gets together and all the girls pitch in $100.
Yes,
because it's $1,000
to do it. Yes,
that kind of deal. I mean, it's like
get your boss over the
like that.
Building a teamwork, and that's really what we promoted as. We've approached Wenatchee City Council, the East Wenatchee City Council, commissioners on both sides, sheriff's departments, law enforcement, fire departments, school districts. We're really trying to. It's a team building opportunity, and then there's other local businesses that have signed up teams and are recruiting staff and folks to participate and do this together.
If you go to the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council website, you're going to see all the thing. The dates and the times, the volunteers will be doing their work the day before. The actual rappelling down the side of the Residence Inn there in Walla Walla is pretty much all day on April 19th, right?
That is correct. On April 19th, and we're trying to we're going to create a fun atmosphere because you rappel down, your fame is over in a matter of a few minutes. So what other things can we do to entertain people while they're waiting, because there will be a process, of course, to get the equipment and everything. So it'll be more than just a few minutes of your time to rappel down. So we're planning music and food vendors and hopefully a beer garden and things like that to be a part of it as well.
The minimum donation to do this is $1,000. You can either write a check for $1,000 and do it yourself, or you get together with your friends and make it a fundraiser. But that's the minimum. If you want to raise more than $1,000, that's not allowed.
Oh, we'll accept it. We will accept it. And then there's the reverse side of that as well. So if a boss is doing this with his staff and says, internally to himself, I do not want to do this, he can set a threshold and say, if you raise a $5,000, I have to go. Or if you raise $5,000, I don't have to go. So you can do the reverse of it as well. So you can put it out there and create as much buzz around it as you want to, but we hope people will create a lot of it.
And it's, you said about 80 feet?
About 80 feet, yep. It's five floors, five stories. So yeah, it's just over 80 feet. We'll say 82 and a half feet. Okay. There we go. 82 and a half feet from top to bottom.
It sounds like it's a blast.
Yeah. How could it not be?
Yeah.
Yeah. And not that I'm a huge thrill seeker, but just the idea of being supported by a group of professionals, both at the top and at the bottom, that are going to be sure that I rappel down safely. And just being able to have that experience in a safe environment.
Again, it's going to be at the Residence Inn, just off Walla Walla, 1229 Walla Walla. Everybody knows where the Residence Inn. Beautiful campus too.
Oh my gosh, beautiful facility.
Yeah, good food, and good people.
Food and good people. People are there. Yeah, Charlotte and Louise have just been phenomenal to work with.
Yeah, and Charlotte, good for her. And she's vested in this community. She's involved in boards and organizations. This isn't some fly-by-night organization.
No. Charlotte's been a part of our community for a long time.
Yeah. Anything else, Alan? We have just a couple minutes left. What else is on Alan's mind regarding the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council while I have you here?
We mentioned the empty bowls. If you didn't get an opportunity to paint a bowl, but you want to see them all, you can do that on April 12th. So the Saturday before the rappelling event, April 12th, we'll have the soup dinner, and everybody will come and gather their bowl, and that'll be at the Wenatchee High School from 4 to 7.
I can't believe you had over 600 painters this year. So that is that makes me feel good.
Yeah, double from last year.
Yeah. Best of luck in our nation's capital. I hope you get the message across that we love and need you guys here.
Yes, indeed.
In the big city. So. Alan Walker, the Executive Director of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. Don't forget, Doc Severinsen and the NCWLIFE Orchestra is going to be opening for Toady Fields at State Line, Nevada.
Okay. I was heading down that way this evening anyway, so I'll stop in.
Yeah, absolutely. Alan Walker, it's good to see you, my friend. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, you're by the forecast. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, We live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota equipment. The #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. with professional-grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. All backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
Getting ready to wrap up this Monday edition. Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley, 46 degrees here in the big city. All of the local communities within our viewing area in the 40s right now. We're at 46. Moses Lake is at 46. Ellensburg, 46. Let's see. Manson is the only one that's in the 30s, and they're barely in the 30s. They're at 39 degrees. Very mild weather. It was a beautiful weekend. 55 with lots of sunshine was their high on Saturday. Not as much sunshine on Sunday, but again, that 55-degree mark. A lot of people hit the Apple Capitol Loop Trail. Of course, this weekend in downtown Wenatchee is Rails and Ales. It is back, you know this. Mission Ridge trucks in all of that snow. They dump a bunch of snow in Centennial Park, and the kids can learn how to snowshoe and ski and all that other stuff, and sledding and all that good stuff. And of course, they dump a bunch of snow on Orondo Avenue, or right down Orondo, and the guys do their thing. Rails and Ales, food, beer garden, live music. It's a big party. That's this weekend. Mother Nature is going to cooperate. As far as March in its entirety as a whole, the National Weather Service thinks we're going to have, overall speaking, the big picture, slightly cooler than normal temperature and slightly above normal precipitation. That's what it's looking at right now. So below average temperatures, above average precipitation for most of the Pacific Northwest for the month of March. That as a whole. It probably doesn't count the first week of March because we are looking mighty fine indeed. From the National Weather Service, sunshine, baby. And a high of 57 degrees. Our record high on the state is 62. It is overcast right now. Clouds will be thinning up as a huge area of low pressure is over the Great Basin, basically Nevada and Utah. So it's shoving some of that warm air up here. You combine that with the sunshine and the longer days, hey, 57. Clouds, however, will be increasing and thickening up tonight. Overnight low about 33. And then on Tuesday, we're going to have fairly cloudy skies. Normal high temperature of 48 degrees. We're going to be dry, but a little cooler, and then no complaints at all. Wednesday, sunshine right around the 50-degree mark, warmer still. On Thursday, we'll do the same thing on Friday. Mild temperatures continue this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Highs will be in the mid-50s, but it's going to be fairly cloudy. One more quick note about today, by the way, with this low pressure coming up. It's going to be a little breezy in the Wenatchee Valley, up the Columbia River, Antioch, Chelan, Waterville. You're going to be a little windy. Omak as well. Not too bad, about 15-mile-an-hour breeze, so I forgot to mention that. during the forecast. And that is just about it for us. Have yourself a good and safe Monday. Busy show tomorrow with Austin Drawday for the Wenatchee Wild, but that's tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.